Thank you and good evening. It's really great to have the opportunity to talk about my favorite subject, which is student performance at Wheaton High School. Over the past 5 years, Wheaton has grown from a school of 1335 to over 2,100 students this year. The interesting aspect is that our demographics have not changed much. We remain 54% Hispanic, 22% Black, 12% Asian, 9% Caucasian, and 3% multiracial. But we do have 60% of our 2,100 students are male this year. And currently, I just ran the numbers today, and 53% of our students receive free and reduced lunch. We do celebrate our diversity and also our student achievement. As we talked about National Merit Finalist, I hope you noticed that Wheaton was one of the 16 schools that has National Merit.
All three were.
And, yep, I think all three of us were there. We also are number 2 in the nation for Project Lead the Way scores and advanced placement scores. We really do look at closing what we call the opportunity gap. I had a group of students sit down one day with me and said, we don't like being called achievement gap. We don't like having it sound like there's something wrong. And so we talked about opportunity. And when you get that type of information from students, you really run with it. So we really have a vision at Wheaton High School of access and opportunity. I speak to that at every meeting with student, staff, and parents. And I know Jill has heard it. We talk about opportunity and access. All Wheaton students have access to honors and AP classes starting their freshman year. As Billie Jean said, we started with, last year for the first year, with all honors 9th grade English. And what we have found is we've had a trickle-up effect within more honors sections in English 10, more honors section in English 11, to where we've had to close some sections of on grade level to open up more access to honors. We also have the opportunity for 9th grade students to enroll in AP US History and AP Physics. And that's not just the magnet students, it's all students have that opportunity. I was recently asked if we strategically place students in the classes, and I said no, we strategically place the teachers. We look and we support the teachers through their PLCs. And during their PLCs, they examine their classroom data by looking at student performance through the lens of, I think Billie Jean talked about it a little bit, and so did Miriam. We look at percentages of students who are successful, percentages of students who are struggling. We move then from percentages to what are the actual numbers and then actual names. So then we talk about in the PLCs the importance of strategies related to how to improve student performance or how to sustain the students performing at a high level, and then how to replicate that in other classrooms, other sections, and with other teachers. So the work of the PLC, I think all three of us have talked about that, is so vital and very important that we base our master schedule on not only what's best for students, but how to support the teachers and plan for the PLCs during their duty day. So when Dr. Smith talked about really the time that teachers have to work together, it is essential because that's what supports the students. Wheaton is also one of the first equal opportunity schools. And so we continue to look for students with grit and the mindset needed for advanced placement classes. Even if their GPA is below a 2.0, we still look at the opportunity for that student to access an AP class. And what we have found with the supports, the students can be very successful. Supports are provided to students during the school day with classes such as College Prep Lit. We tie College Prep Lit to first-time AP students, and that way they get the support. We also have a writing lab during lunches because you know AP courses have a lot of writing. So we have our English composition assistants and our CCIC, which is our career coordinator, who run that during lunches. And also we have daily lunchtime support. For students who are struggling, we have mandatory lunchtime supports. And we just sent out a Connect Ed call tonight to some of our ninth graders who have mandatory lunchtime support tomorrow. We also have after schools, oh, they love that. Why did you call my mom? Well, we had to, but you'll thank us at report card time. And also the after-school support. At Wheaton High School, teachers are focused on building the positive relationships with students and encouraging students to seek out the help they need through what we call a trusted adult. It may not be their counselor, it may not be their teacher, but it is somebody that they connect with during the day. I also have to give a shout out to some organizations that we work with, and I have to give a shout out to George B. Thomas Saturday School for providing support to our high school students in AP Biology, AP Chemistry, and AP Physics. I just happened to be at Wheaton High School Saturday morning. As we all know, we run by school every once in a while. And on Saturdays, and there are about 10, I was on my way to its academic for the taping, which was a lot of fun. And there are about 10 students working on AP Physics at Saturday school this past Saturday morning, and they were from grades 9 through 12, and they were all working together and helping. And also the teachers that are working with the George B. Thomas are Wheaton High School teachers, and because of that I was able to bring it back to Wheaton High School this year. It has been the George B. Thomas Saturday program at Loiterman while we were under construction, but we've had the wonderful build out that is complete. Now all we need are fields. My field of dreams. I'm from Iowa, so I keep thinking the field of dreams. And we're building it, and like you saw, the students keep coming. We're also lucky to have ACES and college tracks to support the students. And of course, I cannot speak about Wheaton High School without talking about the Wellness Center. Our Wellness Center does address the wraparound services and supports to the families. They reach out to the families. They make that connection. They make that connection to the mental health supports as well. They make the connection to the GED programs. They make the connection to our families. We have a licensed therapist, a social worker. We also have a pediatrician there once a week, a nurse practitioner. It's just been a wonderful addition to the Wheaton High School program, and I wish all high schools had it.
Me too.
And because it does bridge the gap, and that you're talking about with the communities. Because when I talk about my demographics, it is our community demographics as well. And I think what you could see from listening to all three of us, that student success has a lot of moving parts. And what it takes is for all of us to work together to make sure the moving parts are all moving in the same direction.
That's right.